Hello there and welcome to UBC News Tonight with me, Sharon Kyomugisha and Mugalu Mohammed in sign language. We'll take a look at our top stories of today. Coming up, Somalia's president pays official visit to camp to Uganda. Largest share of KCCA budget allocated to developing infrastructure. And more to come, KCCA residents call for Nyamwamba River to be prioritized in Kilembe Mines revival plans. UPDF clarifies on ongoing Apah land conflict as West Nile lawmakers complain of neglect. Welcome to UBC News Tonight. In our top stories of the day, the President of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, is in Kampala for an official visit. The visit, which took place at State Lodge Nakasero, underscores the long-standing brotherly relations between Somalia and Uganda and reflects a mutual commitment to deepening cooperation in areas of security, trade, regional stability and development. More stories tonight. Members of the Presidential Affairs Committee of Parliament have urged Kampala Capital City Authority KCCA to prioritize and focus resources on addressing the issue of floods by working on drainage channels and solid waste management. Kampala Capital City Authority officials had appeared before the committee to present their ministerial policy statement for the year 2025-2026 that indicates that the biggest portion of the KCCA budget, 466 billion Ugandan shillings, is going under infrastructure. Take a look.
Officials of Kampala Capital City Authority KCCA, headed by the State Minister for Kampala Metropolitan Affairs, Kabuye Chofa Togabye, appeared before the Presidential Affairs Committee of Parliament, chaired by Singiro County South Legislator Honorable Byarugaba Alex, to present their ministerial policy statement for financial year 2025-26. Their budget allocations indicate that KCCA had earlier been allocated 785.651 billion shillings, of which 409 billion, which is 51.64%, is external financing for Kampala City Road Rehabilitation Project and Greater Metropolitan Area Urban Program. However, on 25th March 2025, Ministry of Finance communicated additional funding of 133 billion of KCCA, and their revised allocation for financial year 2025-2026 is 916.035 billion shillings.
Yeah, I still need about almost 100 billion to address the drainage issue. Now that Lubigi is becoming a problem, it was knocked off the World Bank program, and I need to address that 1 kilometer so that we can do away with flooding around those sections.
Kampala Capital City Authority Deputy Executive Director Benon Chigenyi said the biggest portion of their budget in the next financial year will go to the integrated infrastructure. A number of roads from all 5 divisions of Kampala are expected to be constructed.
Integrated transport infrastructure services at 466 billion. We intend to complete 14.3 kilometers of ongoing road works and upgrade and reconstruct our road network, which is aged, and also completion of the ongoing drainage improvement works by building box culverts and upgrading the construction of 30 kilometers of new priority roads.
Kampala Capital City Authority, however, reveals that they were ill-prepared for the rainy season, emphasizing that their maintenance budget at Road Fund has been maintained at 10 billion shillings.
The The authority will also receive 10 billion shillings under the Uganda Road Fund, and we shall also be provided with 39.5 billion shillings.
The chairperson of the committee, Honorable Byarugaba Alex, wanted to know efforts undertaken by KCCA to implement the Kampala Drainage Master Plan, while others asked about the policy of managing potholes in the city. The Director Engineering KCCA, Justus Akankwasa, said although they were allocated 10 billion shillings for potholes, they have only received 3 billion. Other issues discussed include advertising costs that will be levied next financial year. MPs wanted to know how KCCA handles renovation of structures in the city, since accessing a renovations permit is hard.
Renovations, now we are trying to waive on some conditions so that people can start renovating their buildings, painting them, and also working on frontages, because that's where mostly we have erosion. And that erosion accumulates slowly the soils and so on, and then they go and clog our drainages, and they cause us problems. So once
I'm Nafka Farid and Gloria Gwitabinji at Parliament.
Government recently signed an agreement with Sarai Group Limited to revive Kilembe Mines, ensuring its redevelopment, which has been inactive for decades. Now the agreement is a mineral production sharing agreement where Ugandan National Mining Company retains a 15% stake while the investor 85% stake. Our press crew visited the Kilembe Mines to ascertain the citizens' perspective on this development, as you're about to witness. Take a look.
Kilembe Mines, once considered the nucleus of development in KCCA district, was Uganda's largest copper producer. It collapsed in the late 1970s due to political and economic instability. At the time, it was providing employment to over 6,000 people. Copper is processed to get byproducts such as electricity conductors and motors.
We need to continue having this peace that is prevailing. We need to continue having the government which is pro-people, where people can really debate and give suggestions.
Today, much of the infrastructure is in a state of disrepair, with abandoned wooden structures and non-functional railway lines.
Most of those infrastructures have been affected. We call them mine support infrastructure, but they have been affected by the river flood.
Despite its decline, Kilembe Mines Limited remains responsible for maintaining the site. This includes overseeing electrical substations, operating pumps to drain water from the mine's haulage tunnels to prevent flooding, and reinforcing or removing collapsed rock formations. Kilembe Mines Limited generates funds through workshops, timber treatment, power plants, and estates to sustain its maintenance efforts. However, officials who preferred to remain off camera admitted that these revenues are minimal, making upkeep a challenge. After decades of inactivity, the Uganda National Mining Company recently signed an agreement with Sarai Group Limited, a local mining firm, to spearhead the revival of Kilembe Mines. A technical team has already assessed key infrastructures.
The mine is viable, it's workable, it has a very good resource, and this is what we want to establish before we actually start operation. This shareholder will be putting in 85%, and then we put in 15%. And then we develop it together.
What is going to happen now is exploration and mining. They will continue exploring for more copper and cobalt, but mining will also be going on. So it will be concurrently mining and exploration.
Residents of Bulembia Division, where Kilembe Mine is located, welcomed the news with optimism.
So Kilembe Mines, first of all, is going to create employment. It is going to improve on our economic status through boosting trade, and it is also going to improve our security.
The residents insist that the investor must address the long-standing threat posed by the Nyamwamba River.
So if there's, and people really, that destruction of River Nyamwamba, 2013, it caused a lot of destructions.
If it is not tamed, it may somehow slow the progress of the mining process within that valley itself.
It normally floods in May, when the first term is about to end. And when it floods, we have to carry the pupils on our head. We move to a high-raised place, more especially at the mountain, for the safety of the children. We keep there with them the whole day until their parents come to correct them.
So what do you request government to do so that you can be able to study?
We request the government to come and build the river by building their blocks on the sides of the rivers.
A revived Kilembe Mines could be a beacon of economic revival, attracting tourists, extending essential services, and improving living conditions for residents.
In terms of employment to our people, but also to the taxes I talked about earlier will also improve. And as a result, we shall improve on service delivery to the community of KCCA. Even when it is defunct, people have kept on coming to Kilembe. And I think when it becomes operational, we shall even receive more and more people coming to look at it.
Local leaders hope that the communities affected by the project will have their concerns addressed in the redevelopment plans, including compensation.
Yes, and then the others, they are claimants that when Kilembe Mines was leasing this, there is proof that some people were not compensated. They were assessed, given assessment forms, value rates and whatever, but they were not paid, and they still have their documents. You see, our people used to say, up there in the mountains, during the active times of Kilembe Mines, people were staying up there in the mountains. When the government was establishing in Mount Rwenzori National Park, 1994, it carved some lands of some people. Some of us, even our grandfathers, are buried in the park there. So now that people came, there was ADF, now the national park, and people are here, they also expect what? Compensation. And the other people came in because of wars. 1998, the ADF. ADF killed the people up there, and the government told the people to move down. So most of the people moved down.
As the government moves forward with the redevelopment of Kilembe Mines, all eyes will be on the new investor to see whether they can succeed where past efforts have failed. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Thank you so much, Ivan Kawa, for that wonderful report. And we'll come back from Kilembe Mines. Now, members of the West Nile Parliamentary Group are appealing to government to address what they say is a land crisis escalating in Apah. This follows reports of renewed violence, which they say has resulted into 4 deaths, fueling conflict, and fear to which they urge President Jerry Museveni to convene an emergency meeting to find a lasting solution. This, they said, during a press briefing at Parliament, where they also reported death of an army officer and several injuries in a span of 1 week.
The lawmakers under their umbrella of West Nile Parliamentary Group were led by their chairperson, Geoffrey Feta. They were here to voice their grievances over the resumption of conflict at Apah between the Acholi and the Madi. Present during the press briefing was also a Jumani District Woman Member of Parliament, Jessica Ababiku.
We want government to tell us the special interest and benefits it has in making sure that this internal conflict is not resolved.
The MPs assert that the violence resumed on March 27th, 2025, stemming from a long-standing land dispute. They claim 4 lives, including that of a UPDF soldier, have since been recorded to have been lost, with scores nursing injuries.
It started with the Iso border. We won the war. It has gone to land rights. Now what is happening on the ground is the soldiers deployed in Germany have blocked our people from using their lands.
Most people pay attention when we mention this small place called Apah. But I want to tell you, Apah is a very small place, a very small village in East Madi Wildlife Reserve. The whole area is not called Apah. We don't want to say this is Apah. No, this is East Madi Wildlife Reserve.
They want immediate action to address the humanitarian crisis, including aid from the Ministry of Disaster Preparedness and Refugees.
There's lumbering taking place, which is affecting the environment. By who? There's charcoal trade that is happening and defying the presidential directive, the third directive. Who are behind this? There are land grabbers.
It is high time we speak the truth. The truth is golden. However much you delay it, the facts are there. I want to appeal to President to resolve this matter. One, by putting the facts bare.
Who is not playing their role right? The lawmakers accuse government and the Uganda People's Defense Forces of this mishap.
We don't have peace in West Nile, and you have decided to go to celebrate a peace day. We are going to use that day to mourn and stay with our people.
The people who are dying are largely on the side of Ajumani. This means there is a deliberate connivance between government and Acholi to kill the people of West Nile.
However, the UPDF has refuted these claims.
In any case, it is UPDF which has stepped in to stop the violence and mitigate the situation. Actually, it is UPDF which has always stood in the way of the two contending groups. Otherwise, it would be worse. It would be worse. So that is not true. UPDF has a responsibility to maintain security in that area, to stop escalation of violence by both sides, and we've been doing exactly that.
Magezi expresses UPDF and government commitment to providing security and addressing the standoff.
The solution of Apah and the people of Madi is being handled. The president, I think, last year established a commission, I think, led by the former Justice Katurebe. And they are digging deep into that issue with the view of finding a lasting solution. And as we await that outcome, we appeal for calm by both sides.
In the interim, the lawmakers are pushing for an emergency meeting with the president to address the crisis. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thank you so much, Henry Okrut. Moving on, the Minister for Security and Member of Parliament for Bujumbura County, Major General Jim Muhwezi, has launched the second phase of his Baraza initiative, a program designed to foster development and unity within the region. Minister Muhwezi highlighted the importance of collaboration and collective action in driving development and improving the lives of residents in Bujumbura County, as you're about to watch as Tanaba reports.
The second phase of the Baraza initiative in Rukungiri district by retired Major General Jim Muhwezi has been met with a warm reception from the community, with many expressing their appreciation for the minister's efforts to promote both development and unity. The new phase focuses on crucial areas such as education, healthcare and infrastructure development. The launch of the second phase of the Baraza initiative marks a significant milestone in advancing development and unity in Bujumbura County.
Congratulating the people of this area under the parish of Kabingo who did not have water, and I am congratulating them upon this achievement.
As the program progresses, residents can anticipate noticeable improvements in key sectors, including education, health and infrastructure.
And asking them to use the water to better their lives, their health, but also to improve on their livelihood by using it in rearing livestock and also improving on crops they are doing. Yeah. I congratulate the Ministry of Water for facilitating our people.
Minister Muhwezi also met with members of the Rukungiri Apah Farmers Association in Rwabwinji village, Buhunga sub-county. He expressed admiration for the farmers' achievements and pledged his full support to their efforts.
Definitely, we shall support having capacity to process, to add value. The
minister's presence at the event underscores the crucial importance of supporting local farmers and fostering agriculture development within Rukungiri district.
Tuhinge ibirukureta isente nyingi kandi iki nikirungi munongo muri twe abakigezi abatine mataka amahangu cyene ngo tukoreremu ebintu ebirukureta sente nyingi cyarkwe kibarkweta high value. Apples definitely kubangambira ngo mu eka wabikora geno basako ya miliyoni 20 season emwe. That's very good.
Story compiled by Kenneth Tanaba for UBC News.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has offered 50 million Ugandan shillings to Reverend Father Dr. Nasisio Bagumisiriza in support of his ingenuity in promoting marital stability and safeguarding Bachiga heritage. This was during the launch of a book, African Customary and African and Christian Marriages Compared, authored by Reverend Father Dr. Nasisio at a ceremony held at Christ the King Church Hall in Kampala. Simamba reports.
A senior Catholic priest, Reverend Father Nasisio Bagumisiriza, has been commended for promoting cultural heritage through his book African Customary and Christian Marriages Compared, that has just been launched in Kampala.
In signing and launching the book Customary and Christian Marriages Compared by Reverend
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who was represented at the book launch by the State Minister for Finance, Henry Musasizi, commended Bagumisiriza for the book that promotes marital stability and safeguarding the Bachiga heritage.
So, congratulate you, Reverend Father Bagumisiriza, for coming up with this book, which brings the customary marriage and family life of our society, bad practice that is coming in our society called homosexuality.
Musasizi conveyed the president his message that included a gift of 50 million to the author for promoting the importance of fostering marital stability and preserving cultural values.
The president sent me with a pledge of 50 million shillings.
The author of the book, African Customary and Christian Marriages Compared, Reverend Father Dr. Nasisio Bagumisiriza, emphasizes cultural preservations and enduring unions.
The bad news about homosexuality has entered this country. The first thing, which is very, very clear, a man and a man cannot produce a child. Neither can a woman with a woman produce a child. So that is a shortcut. If people of the same sex call themselves couples, then where will children come from? One of the fruits of marriage is the procreation, getting children, making a family, making a clan, a nation, and the world.
Bantu Machabe Semambo, Mike Bakabulinde, UBC News.
As Uganda's political landscape begins to stir ahead of the 2026 elections, new entrants are stepping onto the stage, eager to mark and to make their mark. In the Teso sub-region of eastern Uganda, one such aspirant is Bishop Patrick Keddy, whose eyes are firmly set on the parliamentary seat for Kanyume County in Komi District. Watch as Okurut reports.
Pentecostal church leader and overall head of Wonders City Church, Bishop Keddy says he is now ready to extend his ministry from the pulpit to parliament with a mission to eradicate poverty in his home county. But what exactly does he offer the people of Kanyum? What challenges does he seek to address in a constituency that has long struggled with developmental gaps? And just how far is he willing to go in pursuit of his ambition?
I came with an idea of taking some of our people to work outside. Like now I'm taking young men to work in green zones in Russia. When I say green zones, it means these are places where there is no war. They go and work as guards in supermarkets and in different places. Like this week, by the weekend, some people are going there. These people are being paid 5 million shillings per guard.
Beyond his spiritual mission, KD is also involved in facilitating job opportunities abroad, particularly for young women and nurses, with a focus on placements in Western countries.
We have signed contracts with some of the states in the US that we are beginning to process. We are beginning to process them to be taken to the US. Of course, most of the nurses in Uganda, they are paid between 500 to 1 million. But in the US, a nurse is being paid $30 per hour, and most of them work for 14 hours. If a nurse is working 14 hours in the US, is able to get there about 14,300. That is in the tune of about 50 million per month. Even if we succeed in taking only 500 nurses in 5 years, there will be economic revolution in the community.
He believes that opening such doors will significantly contribute to his poverty eradication agenda. Agriculture, he says, remains another cornerstone of his development plan for the area.
And when you look at Teso, the issue we have in Teso is the kind of food crops that we grow in Teso. They are seasonal. When you look at cassava, look at potatoes, look at groundnuts, look at millet, look at sorghum, these are seasonal food crops. These youths have to be educated on how they can embrace the production of cash crops.
The welfare of the youth is also high on his list of priorities, with unemployment and lack of empowerment among the pressing issues he aims to tackle.
I'm rallying the youths of the community to appreciate work. And each time I've had an opportunity to go to Teso, to the community, I've always spoken to them to appreciate work at every level. Once people appreciate work, that is the beginning of economic revolution in the society. People have to embrace work, and people have to know they themselves have the ability to change their status.
As he gears up for the 12th Parliament, Bishop Kedi is also voicing concern over ongoing political rivalries and a perceived power struggle in the Teso sub-region. He pledges to foster unity and reconciliation among opposing factions.
God gives me a chance to go to Parliament. Probably I want to mediate to destroy these camps because they are not necessary. They are not helping the community. The issue that we have in Teso, apparently, the enemy of Teso is poverty. The government has done good roads and hospitals. Until these leaders bring their abilities, unite, and bring the community together, our people will not benefit.
Kanyum County, which he now hopes to represent, lies in Kumi District, a constituency formerly held by Ismail Orot, the former district chairman. The current MP, Simon Peter Opolot, is now facing a spirited challenge from the bishop. Whether Kedi Patrick can unseat the incumbent remains to be seen, but as January 2026 approaches, the political heat is already rising. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Kama nemo pocket, tambula body street, issues are my target. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? I'm in a plantation, but on a global mission. Internet ambition, full condition. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. Oro cash is gone, netagayo karoni, nigga mukafoni, money in the zone. We are what? Unstoppable. We are what? Unstoppable. We are good. With MTN. We are what? Unstoppable.
With you and MTN together, our ambition is unstoppable.
We are what? Unstoppable.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotellaconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
That's all we had for you now. Please do join me later on at 10 p.m. for more news coming your way. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha with Mugalu Mohammed on 10 Language. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.